Hello everybody. Hey, it's Rob at Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. How you doing? Please speed up your video to 1.25 or 1.5 if I speak too slow for you. Um, got a bunch of cards to do videos on, just haven't got around to doing them. But last weekend, I believe, well, not this weekend like yesterday, but the week before, they had the San Jose Card Show at the Westgate Mall. And I went to that, put a short video out showing you how packed the place was. I've never seen it that busy. They had like 3 times as many tables as they do. Little wrist roll for my Q Timex chronograph. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check out my other channel, Rob's TV World, where I've just released a video reviewing this watch compared to my Timex Atelier Marine M1A and the Timex Marlin Timex Marlin regular Panda chronograph. Anyway, sorry I got sidetracked there, but check out Rob's TV World and subscribe to that if you like that kind of stuff, everyday carry and all that. Anyways, so that place was twice as many tables down every hall in the food court, and 97.7% of the whole card show was all Pokemon and all that kind of stuff, which I'm not into. Literally like 5-6 sports cards table that had baseball, like majority baseball. Then they had maybe 4 or 5 others that were mostly football or basketball. But yeah, just not a whole lot of sports cards. Very little, all gaming or whatever you want to call that. And really disappointing, but interesting to see. Just packed. Now I was able to get a few good deals out of there, and I went to Target that's at that mall and picked up like 6 Allen Ginter value packs and 1 pack of Topps Flagship 2026. And then I did pick up 2 blasters of Allen Ginter 2025 at the card show, and I actually did really good. Finally, after all these blasters, got something, a couple big things out of 1 blaster that I actually got at the card show. But I'm not going to show you that in this video because I'm going to do a special video on that. But has something to do with the old big hunk here. So let's get to it, people. Let's show you what I got from the little choice that I had at the San Jose Card Show, Silicon Valley Card Show, whatever you want to call it. Please subscribe to Old Style Classics Baseball Cards. Tell me what you think, what you like, what you don't like. Obviously, I speak kind of slow and a little monotone. Sorry, that's just who I am. But compared to other channels where some people complain that I'm showing cards, well, this is a card show channel, and that's what I like. I like baseball cards and to show you the cards, and it's less about me or the industry and all that. But I will say one thing: as much as Fanatics is obviously overprinting cards right now, I mean, the numbers are just through the roof, which is part of the reason I've lost a lot of interest in doing other videos where I'm showing you guys opening Bowman or Flagship and any of that other stuff. I just don't buy it. You know, the only things that I really care about are like Allen Ginter, Topps 206 when I come across it, maybe some older style kind of cards like the Sports Kings, you know, the Gaudy kind of cards, Goodwin Champions, those kind of things. Oh, I did go back. We went up to the San Mateo area up here in the peninsula in the Bay Area, and I was able to pick up 3 more Sports Kings blasters and Allen Ginter blaster up there. They were out of hobby boxes, but I'll show you what I got out of those in another video as well. But yeah, some okay stuff. But anyways, but actually some of the last few blasters of Allen Ginter that I recently got, I've actually done okay. One of them I did epic. And all the value packs, I have not gotten one thing, and I must have 40 of them. Not even a relic, people. So that's why I'm kind of like haven't been interested in doing those videos, because there's not much to show for it. Now let's see what we got here. So this one table, I bought a card, which I'll show you a little later. Plus this, he gave me a pack of these minis, which had Tito 6s and some Ginters in it. And I think the whole pack, and even added some more that were just loose in his boxes into this pack for like 10 bucks. And then this other card that I got for 10 bucks as well. And one of the things I got out of this little stack was Epic, which I'll show along with the other cards in a few minutes. But we did get some Topps 206. So he said he has a bunch of mini cards. He doesn't know what to do with them. I was like, dude, bring them to the show. You know, that's what I'm looking for. I look for mini cards because that's what I like to collect. The little tobacco cards. You know, we'll just, no, we'll have to wait. You know what a regular size card is compared to this. Alright, so this little bundle of minis, these are 2020 Topps 206s. So, as you know, the backs are what makes them different. So, 2020 Topps 206, and they came at that time in different volumes. So, you can always look that up. So, I got the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, more like the Big Hunk, and that's on just a regular back, so not a short print. And of course the Topps 206 are online exclusives that you can only get from Topps. There was a second Thomas in there, so nothing big there except the Big Hunk. Then you got the Great Lou Gehrig on the regular back, then a duplicate Lou Gehrig. So anyone looking for Lou Gehrig, let me know. Lou, so I got 3 Lou Gehrigs. And then my man for my Cubbies, Ernie Banks. Regular back. I believe these are all 2020 people. Mookie, regular back. Duplicate Mookie, regular back. Here you go for the Giants fans around here. Willie Mays, regular back. Derek Jeter, regular back. Ray, so doesn't have their names on it. Well, if you get one of the alternate backs. So if I came across this on a Piedmont, I wouldn't know his first name. Robbie Ray for Arizona. And then, nice rookie card. Trapped in that. Nico Horner, pretty decent player for my Cubbies. So Nico Horner, rookie card there, but just the base. And then a couple of this guy. Tatis Jr., both on the base back for Fernando Tatis Jr. Alright. Probably when he was shooting up. Rosario. Are we getting into the short prints? Yes. So Sweet Corporal. Corporal. So that's one of the short prints. McKay for the Rays, rookie card on Sweet Caparel. Caparel. Big Mac on the Piedmont, which Piedmonts are the next level, you know, this closest to the base backs, so not the shortest of short prints, the most likely short print. All right, Hall of Famer Yastrzemski for the Red Sox on the Piedmont. So I didn't organize those by short prints. And then Franco. Now this is the prospects, like minor league version of the Topps 206, which I believe they did in one of the series in the Piedmont. So I don't know, is that Wander Franco? Could be. So there you go. Now we get to some Allen Ginter. So got a Nolan Arenado on the 2020. So, oh, he said he would bring those mini cards if I wanted to trade stuff. And I'm like, dude, I've never sold a card in my life. Not since I was like in elementary school. And that was to buy some more cards at a flea market. Bought from one stand, brought them over to the guy that was selling cards, and he gave me like $10 worth of credit on like $1 that I spent on the cards. So I think that's the only time I ever sold a card. Maybe I've given cards, I've given some cards away, but anyways, Nolan Arenado. All right, then these gold borders that are barely gold borders, Todd Helton, so another Hall of Famer here. Hall of Famer Marichal for the Giants around here. All right, haven't seen her in a while. Kukumrai. You know that. Oh, that is. I guess I should show you so you can read about her. There you go. David Wright. All right, then this one's pretty cool. One of the world's most mysterious figures, D.B. Cooper. Why they didn't put in the glasses, I don't know, but sunglasses. But the old D.B. Cooper, which they feel like they're pretty close to figuring that out. Similar to like the Jack the Ripper, they're pretty sure they know who the Jack the Ripper is now. There's a couple guys that they've kind of whittled it down to. All right, then the Far, Far Away Galaxies, Caldwell 42. So, typical Allen Ginter, some oddball stuff in there that I love. That's why I and all the Ginter fans are fanatics. Caldwell 62, another Galaxy. So we like all this stuff, folks. Just like the original Allen Ginter always was. And then Unwanted Guest, right down the street from us, about 3 or 4 miles down the road there. It's actually about, I don't know, 300-400 yards from the Stevens Creek Sports Cards that I go to there in the Santa Clara San Jose border, right by the mall, is the Winchester Mystery House. Never been there because it's like $50 to go, and I'm like, just walk around the house. Yeah, I can go buy some cards or then watch the movie. Alright, then there's some Chromes. This is when Chrome was its own set that you could buy for Allen Ginters. The Chrome, the old world swallowtail on the Bugging Out. One of the insert sets for 2020. And a couple more bug cards. Leaf Cutter Ant. Topps Chrome, Allen Ginter. You youngsters used not to get Chrome in old Allen Ginter. You had to go buy a box of them your own self. Now they're inserting them into the sets along with the hot box foil cards, which I would rather them stick with the hot box. I don't like getting foil cards in every couple packs. It starts to feel more like flagship, and I'm not a big fan of their Stars of MLB. Alright, so the Praying Mantis. Alright, then we've got Safari Sights. And the Gray Crowned Crane. Nice looking cards. Alright, we got the Leopard. Safari Sights. All these minis are all refractors. And then the Booming Cities, Seattle. Congratulations to them winning the Super Bowl. Probably going to lose their team coming up shortly because, much like California tax laws, where the people who actually played in the Super Bowl just down the street from me, about a mile from here, they got paid a bonus, and California charged them more in taxes than the bonus they received, because anytime that they travel through or play in California, they have to pay California taxes, and then they figure, oh, if you flew over California going from here to, let's say, Arizona, play the Cardinals, they're even taxing them for that. So, and oh, Washington's up to the same kind of stuff. So teams like that are affecting their ability to keep teams or get good players to come there because they're going to have to pay through the nose. And just like Canada, all those people don't want to play there. So there you go. And Dhaka, booming cities, doesn't look very booming to me, but nevertheless, Dhaka. And that's it from that little pack, other than the bonus big thing that I couldn't believe that I got out of that. But first, I saw this and I was like, oh my god, I'll take the chance, even though it's a picture. The guy next to the table I got this from. No, this is the same guy I got those minis from. I did get this, as you can see, bookend 1 of 50 DJ Herz mini framed autograph, green, numbered to 1 of 50. So it's a bookend. Even though he's a pitcher, you know, I think I paid $10 for this. So I think I gave the guy 20 bucks and he gave me this card and that little pack of cards. And then one of the blasters that I got at the show, where I got one of my other big cards, I did get his mini. So I just put those two together. So let's take a look here real quick. And so this is not from that little stack that I got, but I just figured I'd put the two together since there they were and they were meant to be together, so to speak. So I like that. It's got an Allen Ginter back on that, and I've got so few anything from Allen Ginter as far, even out of the hobby boxes. Oh yeah, and I did find a hobby box about a week and a half ago at the some sports card shop down there in El Camino, and I bought it because it was the best deal around in town, and Top shorted me a hit, so I got a hobby box with only one relic hit in it, so I got to deal with that. But anyways, DJ Herz, there's his mini, regular, and the regular Allen Ginter back, so I can't even read about him. But anyway, so for 10 bucks, yeah, I'll take that shot any day, especially on a rookie card. So we got that. That's pretty good. And then I've never had his autograph, and or I don't even think a relic or anything. So this guy next to him, the next booth over, was selling a couple Ichiro relics, and this is an old one, 2008, so the 3rd year of Allen Ginter for Topps. So I had to pick that up because I love Ichiro, and he just went in the Hall of Fame, so congratulations to him. Let me move this out of the way. So there was a price tag on there, and then the price that he had on the actual card was $25 game used, but I was like, nah, I'm not going to pay that. So I think I got this for 10 to 15 bucks. I believe I got something else, and I paid the guy like $18, which came with this, and yeah, maybe it was just 18 for this. So I know it's a little over what comps are, but I didn't have any Ichiro stuff, and then he had a game used bat of Ichiro from a more recent set, so I wanted to get something when he was playing, so I was willing to make the purchase just because there really wasn't much to choose from there. But gotta love old Ichiro, and I like that dark uniform, so it's just not your typical napkin relic. And back when the day when these Ginters were, like, the frame was a little, you know, had more of a window compared to now, where it's just really right up against it. But nevertheless, that's super cool. Love Ichiro, and had to have that because it's one of my favorite players. Now on these Topps 206 cards, and I was like, wow, I can't believe this was in there. And then I looked it up, and I could not believe the value of this card. So you look at this and you say, well, it's just Nolan Ryan, you know, and it's not even a short print back. But it doesn't need to be a short print back because this is actually a super, super, super short print. The only thing I believe from this set that's more short printed than one of these is the 101s. Even the autographs are not as short printed as this is a background variation. So normally he's in a different background, like orange sky or something like that. This is the background variation, 8 of 25. So 25 I think is their second level of short print. And so the background's different. And somebody had one of these graded, and this looks great condition. I believe they were going, I should have looked it up, but it was either $400 to $800. And some other people had some loose ones, so maybe it was $800 graded tin, and then it was like $499 for some loose versions of this cards, because it's so hard to pull one of these background variations, especially in one of the top players. So right off the bat, for $10 I've got what equivalently could be, let's just round down and say about a $400 card. Nolan Ryan, Ryan Express, highly collectible, probably the most collectible pitcher from the more recent era. And that was just in this little stack of cards. And Bob's your uncle, and there it is. So Nolan Ryan, autograph, Ichiro, and of course my favorite, a stack of minis. So there it is. Otherwise, that card show is a super disappointment. Now, they did have one here in Santa Clara at the convention center this last weekend, but they charged to get into that, and I never pay to go to card shows, so I wasn't going to do that. And the prospect of it being all gaming sours me on that. Well, that's what I was talking about before I interrupted myself, was that as much as Topps is overproducing, and that's why I'm not doing a bunch of videos on different cards, just seeing all those people there for the gaming stuff just makes you think that we are definitely in another junk wax era, which has now invaded the old gaming world, because it was just non-stop, just tons and tons of boxes and packs and graded stuff, and you know, a lot of it all looked the same, and it just like overproduced is what it looks like to me. So there's a bubble on the horizon, folks, in my opinion. So don't count on cards being your savior. I would, if you can flip some stuff really quick, yeah, you might want to do that. But I can't see in this stuff being able to support itself at the levels that we're seeing. And the gaming really, really sticks out like a sore thumb right now. You just got to wonder if, you know, it's all new product. It's not like vintage or stuff that came from the 1800s or early 1900s, which, you know, the limits on those are true. The limits on newer stuff, you know, they can do whatever they want basically, and Fanatics is doing that, and apparently those Pokemon companies are too. Alright, I'll stop rambling on, people. Thanks for watching this latest episode of Old Style Classics Baseball Cards, and I'll come back and do the blaster and show you what cool stuff we got out of there. So that should probably be a much shorter video. Hey, thanks for watching. Take care.